See me, my lovely kings and queens. I know it has been a minute, but as I've always told you, it's about the leading of the Spirit in all things that I utter and share. So, something that sparks in my mind, I do want to touch on today. And that is a part in the Bible that states that God took the rib of Adam, put him in a deep sleep, took the rib of Adam and made woman. So I'm here to discuss the falsehood in that and to direct you to some truth. But first, as always, I'm going to go ahead and say that we have to remain vigilant. Vigilant in all the things that we seek as it pertains to truth, as it pertains to light. In these awakening days, you will find that a lot of so-called awoken persons will stop at the surface, and that's what you don't ever want to do. You want to always keep seeking, always be yearning, always have your eyes and your heart, your mind, your body, your soul, every fiber of your being must always be on the lookout to receive truth, regardless of how hard it is, regardless of how much it is different from the narrative or what you are used to or what you feel comfortable with. And as always, truth is not found in the books that we read, in the universities that we study, in what society accept. That's not where truth is found. Okay? Truth is found within you. You know on a subconscious level what truth is. You know when something doesn't sound right, doesn't feel right. And that is what should be guiding you. That is the conscious creative force that's within you that you need to utilize in guiding you to what truth really is. So I'm going to just say it straight out. That is a total lie in the Bible about God taking a rib from Adam to make Eve. If anything, he took a rib from Eve to make Adam. This is going to hurt so many people's soul. A lot of persons are going to lash out about it. They're going to hate it. They're going to call it nonsense. They're going to call me a fool. They're going to call me some sort of feminist or some whatever it may be. But one thing that always is that the universe never lies. And if your eyes are open to it, you will see and you will conquer what I'm saying. So let's start with the word woman. Notice it has man in it. The word she has he in it. If you look at words or terms like that, that will give you an idea that within woman is man. Man come from woman. And genetically speaking, the X chromosome, the XX chromosomes give you a woman. The XY chromosome give you a man. But the Y chromosome is a defective, for lack of a better word, X chromosome. So that is why you will see a man will have breasts, but no milk is produced, right? A man will have a hollow stomach, but there is no womb. And if you look at conception and the development of a baby, they were all women before they later develop the male parts. Okay. So those things will point you in the direction of truth. And that is how you have to see. That is how you have to look at things. It needs to make common sense to you. And in these days, common sense is no longer common. So whatever you accept, whatever you believe, whatever they teach you, whatever you gravitate towards should make sense in nature, in the universe, on Earth. And also take into account that parthenogenesis is a thing. It's not happening in the human race anymore, but it's a thing that still happens even in the animal kingdom, where the female has the ability to bear offspring without the assistance of a man. And that's something that we as women used to be able to do, but we have to be really aligned with the universe. We have to be really healthy within ourselves, mentally, spiritually, physically, and in every way for that to be possible, right? And it's what we used to do initially. So in ancient time, and when I say ancient time, I'm not talking about the ancient time that we are accustomed to, that we have so-called records or data about. I'm talking about eons, right? In ancient time, men was not a necessary commodity to bear a child. And you can see some semblance of that even in today's age and time, because even in something distorted as a fibroid that is taken from a woman, you will see teeth, you will find bone, you'll find hair, you'll find fragments of what could have developed into a baby without the presence of a man insemination. And that is also nature giving you a clue. And that is also why they have the story of a virgin birth, etc. Now, the one in the Bible is false, of course, but most things, even fictional things, are taken from some semblance of truth. Now, this is not to discredit men or say they're not necessary or needed, because at this time, at this age and stage of our development, we have already lost something that resulted in us needing the male to supply the sperm for conception. But it doesn't mean that we can't regain the knowledge and go back to a state where we are able to conceive within our own self. And if I had all the time in the world, we could delve into how a sperm functions in conception and realize that what the sperm doesn't necessarily require an actual sperm to do so, which is why we were able to do parthenogenesis. And it still exists in some animal kingdom. And I'm going to go to the extreme and say there are, even though a few, there are some where after the woman, like for instance, you have the sea horse, where the father is more of the nursing kind. So you do have those anomalies, right? And that is just to show you that the possibilities of what life was, could be, and even is so endless. And we have blocked ourselves into this box of what society accept, what they teach, what they preach, what we have been reduced to, and accept that as truth and accept that as the original state when that is not so. So you always want to keep your mind open to all things because the universe is a mighty great place. And the universe is not limited by what we comprehend and what we understand and what we claim is truth. There is endless truth in the universe that we will never be able to fathom. We will never be able to comprehend in our physical state. So, and science is always changing, which also tells you that it's very perceptive. It's only true for a time based on what we comprehend, because a lot of factors are left out of a lot of the science that we have accepted and that we have used to develop our technological advancement in society. But if we were able to have all facets of or an all angle of a thing, then we'd have been probably a million times more advanced. Now it's because we're only analyzing and viewing science from one point, which is why even though we are far in technology, we are still way behind. So that's just a thought that was on my mind that I just wanted to bring up for a discussion, right? There is no way woman would have come from a man. If one was going to come from the other, it's going to be that the man is going to come from the woman, because we see that children are bring forth from the woman. Now, I say all of this to say the Genesis 1 and 2 story of creation is a bit confusing for a lot, because we missed the part where it is mentioned that the Creator did create man and woman at the same time. And we zoom in on the second chapter that claim that he created man and then create woman from man. There's nothing on the face of the earth that the universe or God or the creator, whatever name you want to call the creator by, that's not the topic of discussion right now, that would be created without its opposite at the same time. So think about it like this. He created, and I don't like to say he, because the creator is not just an he. So but just to get the conversation moving along, he created the animals. Do you think that he created male and female, goat, cow, and whatever other species he created? Now, why would he now come to create man and had a lapse in judgment and only created man first without the thought of creating a female at the same time to give him companion? And why was he seeking a companion for the man among the animals? Don't your common sense tell you that there's something off in the interpretation, the translation, or probably it was intentionally altered to confuse us? You have to think. People think. Thinking is free. It's the only free thing you have left. Thinking. It is very free. And we all have the same brain. We can exercise it and maximize its productive capabilities by thinking. And if you're going to argue something, you need to do the research. You need to read the document or the book. You need to analyze it. You need to meditate on it. You need to pray on it. You need to have like-minded discussion. You need to have opposing discussion and debate as well, because there are things that you may not have think of. There are angles that you may not have taken or considered that will help you build a solid foundation of truth. And that is why I don't shy away from conversation. I don't shy away from thinking about the most far-fetched stuff, because it's in opening the mind and seeking in this way that you're open and available for truth to come in. If you're closed-minded because you're one religion or the other, then guess what? You're going to be blind to some truths. If I close my eyes, I will not see that the sky is blue. And it's the same thing if we're caught up in our own belief, our own way of thinking, then you will miss some truth. I'm going to be doing a series on the gaps, the falsehood, the misinterpretation, the misconception within the Bible. So I'm just doing this as an introduction to that, to pave the way of what type of conversation, what kind of outlook to expect. And I thank you all for sticking with me. I'm at 122 subscriber. Please share to all your family and friends and get them on board to be a part of the conversation. And so that we can have a platform that is not like the others, where people are just trying to, everyone is just trying to be the voice of reasoning, but not trying to take the reason to the four corners of the earth so it can actually be factual and it can be accurate, or as accurate or as truthful as we are allowed in this physical state. Thank you all for thinking this one out with me. Post your questions, like, share, subscribe, and let's take on this journey of truth seeking together. Yeah, I will learn from you. You will learn from me. And we piece the entire puzzle of truth together. Thank you all and have a wonderful day.